In today's video, Curtis Blaydes reacts to a potential fight with Jon Jones, Conor McGregor gets sued by Artem Lobov, 3 new matchups announced for upcoming UFC events, Scott Coker shares his frustration with Dillon Danis' antics, and Michael Bisping gives his thoughts on Khamzat Chimaev vs Alex Pereira matchup. Jon Jones has hinted at a move to heavyweight for quite some time now, and Dana White has recently confirmed that Jones will for sure fight in 2023, as they are targeting March as his official return date. According to Nolan King of MMA Junkie, the UFC is targeting UFC 285 on March 5th, 2023 in Las Vegas as Jones' heavyweight debut. The hope is that he will face Francis Ngannou on that date, but if it doesn't happen, Curtis Blaydes is the backup plan. Following the report, Blaydes took to Instagram writing, "Not sure how legit this is, but if this fight happens, I'll be ready for 5 rounds of war." Conor McGregor's former close friend Artem Lobov has reportedly sued the Irishman, claiming to have come up with the idea for the famous Proper 12 whiskey. According to Lobov, he initially came up with the idea of launching an Irish whiskey brand with McGregor, but was left out of the equation once Proper 12 took off. McGregor was named Forbes' highest earning sportsperson last year after selling his shares in the whiskey brand along with 2 other partners for a combined $600 million. Lobov initiated high court action yesterday in which he will be demanding 5% of the profits McGregor got from the sale. Lobov also previously claimed to have turned down a $1 million offer from McGregor. In a recent interview with TalkSport, Lobov said this about his role in launching the Proper 12 whiskey.
Proper 12 whiskey story, few people know it, but this was actually my idea. I was the person that came up with the idea to do whiskey for Conor. I went on, I met all different whiskey distilleries. I called some, I met some in person. I did my research. I put a beautiful deal together, an incredible deal. Once the deal was ready, I went to Conor and I said, "Conor, I have the deal ready for you. This is going to be a $1 billion deal. No messing here." Not sure how he believed me, whether he took me serious or not at the time with the $1 billion, but I was like, "Listen, I am telling you, this is going to change everything. This is going to be a massive deal." So then he says to me, "Okay, Artem, obviously, my team at Paradigm, you have to bring them in, they look after all my things. So share the deal with them and you stay working with them on the deal and continue there." So that's what I did. I introduced Audi and the rest of the Paradigm team to my deal, introduced them to all the people that I was already working with, and then we got going, and started, continued working on it, and as you can see, it was a massive success, and I'm really, really happy to see that, and I'm really, really happy that I have been a part of it.
Artem's solicitor Dermot McNamara told the Irish Independent, "My client is a retired professional fighter with a master's degree from DCU in finance and capital markets. We have issued high court proceedings on his behalf to enforce an agreement with Mr. McGregor regarding the Proper 12 whiskey brand. My client was the initial creator and co-founder of the concept to launch an Irish whiskey brand associated with Mr. McGregor. As these matters are now before the court, we will not be making any further comment." Meanwhile, McGregor's spokesperson Karen J. Kessler has labeled Lobov's claims as incorrect. MMA journalist Chisanga Malata tweeted, "McGregor's spokesperson Karen J. Kessler has stated that Lobov's claim to the whiskey brand was incorrect." What are your guys' thoughts on Artem Lobov suing Conor McGregor? Let us know in the comments below. 3 new matchups have been announced for upcoming UFC events. On Wednesday, ESPN's Brett Okamoto reported that Khabib's cousin, Umar Nurmagomedov, will face Raoni Barcelos at UFC Fight Night on January 14th. The 26-year-old Umar has a record of 15 wins and 0 losses. His UFC record is 3 wins and 0 losses. Another fight which is close to being finalized is Gilbert Burns vs Neil Magny. The 2 will clash at UFC 283 on January 21st in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Burns is coming off a decision loss to Khamzat Chimaev back in April at UFC 273. Prior to that, he defeated Stephen Thompson by decision. As for Magny, he returned to the win column earlier in November as he submitted Daniel Rodriguez in the 3rd round. And the 3rd matchup announced on Wednesday is Jack Hermansson vs Roman Dolidze. Originally, Hermansson was set to fight Derek Brunson, who unfortunately suffered an undisclosed injury that forced him to withdraw. Now, Roman Dolidze has agreed to step up on short notice to face Hermansson at UFC Orlando on December 3rd. Bellator president Scott Coker is not happy with Dillon Danis' recent antics. This past Friday, Danis scuffled with KSI and was punched by Anthony Taylor during a brawl at a DAZN event. This latest Danis fiasco happened less than a week after he was in the middle of a physical altercation with Nate Diaz outside of Madison Square Garden at UFC 281. Speaking during a recent press conference, Coker had this to say about Danis' antics. "I'm not sure what to think about it. All I've got to say to Anthony and to Dillon, you shouldn't be out there fighting for free. If you want to fight for free, please give me a call. You're a professional prize fighter. You should fight in the cage or do it in the ring. I'm not sure what the tactics there are." Scott continued, "The thing that is frustrating is, when you think of Dillon Danis, the guy has a great ground game. He was one of the best jiu-jitsu guys on the planet at one time. We signed him. We wanted to develop him. We wanted him to come into our system and start fighting. Fight tougher guys and work your way up. But I think he got sidetracked a little bit. Things get in the way. To me, he had a lot of potential. And so we can't make him do it. He's got to want to do it, but right now he's doing something else." Since UFC 281, Khamzat Chimaev has been trying to get a fight booked with current middleweight champion Alex Pereira. While speaking on the most recent episode of the Believe You Me podcast, Michael Bisping shared his thoughts on the potential matchup and said he believes the UFC won't give Khamzat the Pereira fight until an Adesanya rematch takes place. Here's the clip.
And that kind of leads me into what I was going to say, because Khamzat Chimaev, he's come out. He wants to fight Pereira in Brazil in January. Then he wants to fight Colby Covington in March in London. I mean, you got to give it to Khamzat. He's down to fight everyone. Yeah, and that's why they're not going to let Khamzat, I wouldn't assume, anywhere near that fight until it plays out. You know, because Pereira, I think, and listen, I love watching the guy fight, and you know, he beat Izzy fair and square. God bless him, he's the new champ. They're going to rematch, right? Number one, Izzy deserves it, and who knows, maybe the fight goes down different, or maybe he just has his number each and every time. Well, only time will tell. But I think the rest of the division, in a weird way, they want Pereira to beat him again, because a lot of them would beat Pereira, and I know I'm retreading some old ground from a couple of weeks ago, but stylistically, Izzy defends takedowns better. You know what I mean? And yeah, you're right. If no disrespect, if Izzy can get Pereira down, then you better bet your house that Khamzat can take him down, because that guy is a wrestling maniac.
Here are the top 3 funniest memes we found over the internet today. Third place was found over Instagram and was posted by a user named Daily Dose MMA. Second place was found over Instagram and was posted by a user named Designed by Fio. And our top pick was found over Reddit and was posted by a user named Blonded Digits. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel to keep up with the latest MMA news.